So in this segment, we're going to be talking about Jeffrey Donaldson calling on the government to be more proactive to find agreement on Northern Ireland Protocol. So you would think, if you're a smart person, you would assume Jeffrey Donaldson is speaking to the Conservative government in England. But no, he's talking to the Irish government. When I saw this title, I thought there's no way he was talking to the British government. And then I scroll down and I see this and I'm like, bruh, fix the title, guys. The DUP leader Jeffrey Donaldson has called on the Irish government to be more proactive in finding a solution to the impasse over the Northern Ireland Protocol. Let's not forget here the Northern Ireland Protocol, which was created by, negotiated and signed by the British government. If I was Jeffrey Donaldson, I would speak to the British government, but the thing is he doesn't have much choice but to badger the EU and the Irish because Boris Johnson doesn't have to care about the geezer. Because Boris Johnson has an 80-seat majority and this geezer is a nobody. He said that the Irish government was harming the relationship. The Irish government was harming the relationship between Northern Ireland and Britain by its defence of the protocol. If that's the case, which is not, the British government have harmed the relationship between Northern Ireland and GB by creating the Northern Ireland Protocol and negotiating it and signing it and running a general election in part on it. So, come on, dude. Speaking after his hour-long meeting with Mr. Martin, he said the Taoiseach recognises the need to find a solution. The Irish government is beginning to recognise that the protocol is a major concern for unionists and is harming the prospect of making political progress in Northern Ireland. The people who are harming the progress in Northern Ireland are people like yourself, people in the DUP, people in the other radical parties who, are extremely, massively religious zealots. And also have this, notion that you want to be a part of an island that really doesn't want you to be a part of it. And no, I'm not talking about the actual country Ireland itself. I'm talking about Great Britain, which really doesn't care about you, dog. It really doesn't. If they did, they wouldn't have created the Northern Ireland Protocol. They would have done what Theresa May wanted to do, which is to keep the entirety of the UK in the customs market and the single union until a solution to the border could be found. But no, man. You got Boris Johnson who really doesn't care about you, fam. And it's a bit embarrassing you're kind of clinging on to this. He goes, I want to see the Irish government to be more proactive. What do you want them to do? They've tried to offer solutions and the British government keep telling them no. Maybe, Donaldson needs to speak to the Prime Minister of a different country, the leader of a different country. Mr. Martin, commenting separately, said the meeting had been honest and open, which is not great. He goes, I acknowledge the concerns, but I did indicate the mechanisms are there within the agreement to resolve the issue. Our sense has been the EU Commission has been consistently flexible, which is true, about getting this issue resolved. He said we also need to see some flexibility from the UK. And the UK, again, taking unilateral action regarding the grace periods in the Northern Ireland Protocol. So, this argument that, Ireland needs to be more proactive and more flexible, all this stuff is all nonsense. It's all nonsense. It's, the British government that needs to be all of those things and more, but, fails to do so. It's just shocking. The DUP leader said Northern Ireland's relationship with the rest of the UK is being harmed on a daily basis by the Irish sea border and said it was not reasonable to expect unionists to go forward as business as usual. Again, your beef is with the British government. I don't get this guy at all. Asked would he walk away from Stormont if the situation was not resolved, he said, I don't want to be in a situation where political institutions collapse, but I don't want to be in a situation where we sustain a situation where our relationship with the rest of the UK is harmed on a daily basis. Well, again, Chief, I've got news for you. Your beef is with Johnson, not with the Taoiseach. Not to mention the fact that if you left the Stormont Assembly or whatever it's called, you would lose all your leverage. You wouldn't be able to pass legislation. You'd just be a guy who's just moaning all the time, just like Arlene Foster was. Come on, dude. You collapsing Stormont is just not a good idea. You'd lose all your leverage and your TV time. The Taoiseach, for his part, said the government had made it clear there was a way to resolve this issue. We do not necessarily agree that unionists' concerns have to be overcome. We have a different perspective to that. I wonder if that's unification. The focus has to be on resolving the issues, he said, and the only way to resolve the Northern Ireland Protocol is to get an SPS agreement with the EU. I've been screaming this for the last 3 months now, I think. Mr. Martin noted there is a tremendous commitment to the Belfast Agreement across Europe, because let's not forget here, it wasn't just the UK and the US which played integral parts in the Good Friday Agreement. It was other countries in Europe and also the Canadians who helped as well. It was a massive effort to get the Good Friday Agreement through and signed. A huge compromise by so many different groups of people, and a lot of intervention was needed. So we do not want political instability in Northern Ireland. That is in nobody's interest. True that. But the thing is, if these people keep inflaming tensions, I don't know what happens from there. I mean, it's been, I think, fairly quiet since the riots happened in March. But again, it's very hard to know what's going to happen, especially once checks happen from NITGB. I think that might be another flashpoint, but it's very hard to tell what's going to set off the next thing. The leaders discussed the ongoing situation in Afghanistan and the continuing efforts to evacuate people from across the island of Ireland. So, there are some productive talks here, but when it comes to the Northern Ireland Protocol, Jeffrey Donaldson has no idea what he needs to do next, and he really is talking to the wrong person here when he talks about a government need to be proactive. It's not the Irish government that needs to be proactive, it's the British government. But anyways, I'm going to leave it there. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.